This is my town, Seal Beach, USA, California. And this is Main Street, one of my favorite places. You know, I love coming down here just to people watch and reminisce. As a matter of fact, I mean, take this kite store, for instance. I can just remember how much I loved flying kites as a kid. Now, here's a story about a kid. This is a boy named Samuel, and he lived with Eli, who was a priest. Now, you've probably all heard the famous stories about preachers' kids and how they can be a bit squirrely at times. Well, Eli had two PKs, and though they were grown men and actually priests themselves, they were just bad news. Selfish, greedy, always taking the best of the sacrifices, disrespecting God's laws. And though Eli tried to talk with them, he tried and tried to reason with them, they just never would listen. After a while, Eli even gave up trying. Now, though Eli's sons were really bad news, Samuel was just the opposite. I mean, here was a genuinely good kid. Even at an early age, he tried his very best to honor the Lord. And Eli had him sleeping by the Ark of the Covenant to guard it. Now, in the night, Samuel woke up because he heard a voice that said, "Samuel," calling his name. He got up and he went to Eli and he said, "Yes, Eli, what do you need?" Eli woke up and looked at him and said, "Samuel, go back. I didn't call you. Go back to bed." So obediently, Samuel turned around and went back and lay down to go to sleep. He was just getting comfortable and drowsy again when again he heard the voice, "Samuel." He got up, he said, "I'm gonna go find out what's going on." And he went to Eli and he said, "Eli, I'm here. What do you want?" Eli looked and said, "Samuel, I'm an old person. You are dreaming. Now go back to sleep. I didn't call you." Samuel went back, and just as he was going back to sleep, a third time he heard the voice, "Samuel." He got up and he went to Eli and he said, "Eli, I know you've called me. What do you need?" And then Eli realized that Samuel was hearing the voice of the Lord. He said, "Samuel, listen carefully to me. Go back and lie down. If you hear the voice again, you are to get up and humbly say, 'I am here, Lord, speak to me.'" And Samuel went back, he lay down, and sure enough, just as he was falling off to sleep, again he heard, "Samuel." He got up and he did exactly as Eli said. And he bowed before the Lord and said, "I am here, your servant. Speak to me." Now the Lord was just waiting to hear those words from Samuel. And then he told him, "I'm going to judge Eli and his sons. I'm going to judge his sons because they are so very wicked. And I'm going to judge Eli because he's done nothing about it." Samuel knew he was going to have to share the news with Eli, and he just dreaded it because Eli was like a father to him. He lay back down that night and tried to get a little more rest. And when morning came, he didn't have to wait very long at all, because Eli came to him and said, "Samuel, I want you to reveal everything the Lord has told you and hold nothing back." Samuel knew that he couldn't hold back. He knew he was going to have to share all of God's message with Eli. And Eli was resigned to what would come. He simply said, "He is the Lord, let him do what he must." Now you know it was incredibly hard for Samuel to share that news with Eli. But when he grew up to be a man, he continued to always speak the truth of God, and he became greatly respected throughout the entire land.